I have a sneaking suspicion I have done badly on this one. Please don't be bad. Well, now I'm gonna cheat and let foam like overflow. A Czech pour is not possible without a Czech style of tap. In an ideal world, you'd have a Ultratap, which is the iconic shape, and Odin will throw up a photo on screen right now. The iconic side pour handle, but with a long spout that extends all the way down into the bottom of the glass. They are the quintessential way to pour a Czech lager. However, I'm in Australia. Getting one of those over here is not just expensive, but somewhat difficult. So I've got my other option, which is this right here. This is a Martinus side pour by Ultratap. The really beneficial part about this is that it's convenient and that it connects to any of your regular faucets that you might have on a typical Keyser or kegerator at home. The other cool part is that it also has this adapter piece in the middle right here that you can rotate to open or close, and that's a flow control valve. So that way, particularly because Czech pours are quite foamy when they pour, it gives you a little bit of a seat belt or a safety net, so to speak. You can tighten it up, restrict the flow, and that's gonna help you out a whole lot with controlling the amount of foam you actually want to generate in the beer. But the whole reason why you want a side pour tap is because the side pour has a ball valve, which is different to the faucets that you'd typically have in a regular pub. The ball valve means that you can slightly open it part way, and you've got a lot more control with how open that valve becomes in letting beer out, because that's gonna help you generate a whole bunch of creamy, wet, thick foam, unlike the foam that you'd typically get in a regular tap. So side pour taps are kind of essential to really accentuate all the benefits of a Czech lager and enjoy it the way that the Czechs do. So let's pour beer number one. Pour number one is the Mliko pour, otherwise known as the milk pour. This is one that's quite popular in the kind of mid-1800s as a dessert style of pour, where it's basically going to be entirely foam with a little bit of lager at the bottom, accentuating the sweetness, the spiciness, and the flavors of the Saaz hops. It's meant to be drunken quickly and avoid bloating in the gut, because you're basically just going to be drinking foam. As a side note, this was a pour style that was quite popular for women in the 1800s that didn't like the flavor of beer, but kind of had this as a dessert in a glass type of thing. So the way we're going to do this is hold the glass at a 45-degree angle to the side pour. Then we're going to open up and create a whole bunch of foam. We notice that we want to submerge the actual tap into the foam layer to protect the beer that is generated underneath. Whoops, a little bit of a spill there, and boom. We have the Mliko pour, which is basically entirely foam with a little bit of beer at the bottom. You might call this an absolute waste, and to be honest, so do I. So let's move on to pour number two. Let's go. Tell you what though, it's actually not half bad. Because it's a side pour tap and because it's a ball valve and the way that Czech beers are made, this is a much wetter, creamier foam than the type of foam you get when you just badly pour a pint of beer from a regular tap. So there might actually be something to that. That's interesting. On to beer number two. Beer number two, the Šnyt pour, also known as a refreshing compromise. In this pour, we're going to go for 2 parts beer, 3 parts foam. This is a particularly popular beer for bartenders in Czech that are testing out their taps for the first pour of the day and making sure that everything is flowing properly. This way they don't waste too much beer, and it's a good way to kind of get the taps working for the first run of the day. This is also a great way to enjoy the flavors of the beer and bring out all the hop characteristics through the foam, but also not be too full from the carbonation of the beer itself. Let's go in for the pour, shall we? Once again, we are going to open our faucet part way to start generating a decent amount of foam before fully opening our faucet to start filling her up with beer. Again, we want to maintain our faucet underneath the foam line to protect the beer from oxidation. And here we have a almost Šnyt pour. I'd probably want that line to be slightly higher. I'd say that's 1/4 beer, 3/4 foam. So clearly I got some practice to do. Time to down this one and go again. I have to say this to the camera right now, to all of you guys. the foam is different when you pour a beer this way. I never believed this until I tried it myself at home and got a side pour tap. It's a thicker, wetter, more voluptuous foam, and the foam actually has flavor. Where like normal beer foam, like yes, it has flavor if you've got like stouts or something, but if you poured a pale ale and it was just all head and nothing but beer, you'd be pretty disappointed by it. It's different when it comes out of the tap this way. It changes the characteristics of the beer. It's honestly absolutely worth trying. Please don't take my word for it alone. Just go try it yourself and then let me know in the comments down below if you've done side pour beers, because this is a brand new experience for me as a home brewer. Very, very glad that I've done it. I was about to skip the Šnyt round 2, but then Odin insisted that I get it right for the camera. So I guess we can't move on to the final pour until I get this one right. Will I run out of beer first or will I die first? Okay, here we go. Round 2. We're generating our foam. That was a little aggressive there. Now I want to open up, and I think I've nailed it this time. I feel like I've gotten this one right. And I'm starting to doubt myself. Come on. Oh. I'd say that's 1/3 and then 2/3. I think that's a Šnyt pour. There we go. I get to pass to round 3.
Skull.
It's still good. No, this beer is too good to scull. Oh, by the way, something else that is too good is our merch. If you want to come and get some beer, banter, and bloody good times merch to help support this channel, please do so in the link down below, or think about becoming a Patreon and getting more involved directly with us, flicking us a message, having a chat, and discussing what videos we should make next. Now, let's move on to pour number 3. Also worth pointing out, this beer is not crystal clear. I am absolutely aware of that. This is only 1 week old in the keg. I have not given it a chance to lager. Don't be like me. If you make our Czech lager, please be patient, let it lager out. But YouTube is thirsty. We need to get this video out, so I'm very sorry to the Czechs. I promise, ordinarily, I would let this lager and become crystal clear. Pour number 3, the Hladinka pour. It's going to be the one that you're most familiar with, the one that looks most like a regular beer pour. This is one where you have the 3-finger rule. So 3 fingers from the top of the glass places the beer line. In this case, it's going to be about slightly over half beer, and the rest is going to be that thick, wet, creamy foam. This one is really about maximizing the amount of beer in the glass, still enjoying that foam protection layer, protecting all the carbonation and the beer from oxidation, but really getting more beer in the glass to enjoy that Czech lager properly when you're heavy into a session. So once again, we line up our glass at that 45-degree angle. We're going to go for that slightly open faucet to start generating our foam line. Now I want that faucet to be under the foam line whilst I open up the tap and start letting her pour. I have a sneaking suspicion I have done badly on this one. Please don't be bad. Well, now I'm going to cheat and let foam like overflow. And that is the Šnyt. Damn it. Okay, I can't finish the video until I get a proper Hladinka. We're going again. I'm stuck on the Šnyt. I got the fastest fingers in the West. Hladinka, round 3.
Round 3.
2. All right, we're building some foam. Now we're going to switch to our fully open faucet. I think I have gotten it right on this occasion. I hope I have gotten it right. I am getting slightly nervous that I have not got it right. I think it's okay. All right.
3 fingers.
We are ever so slightly off the 3 fingers, but I think that's close enough to call it a Hladinka pour. So, nas zdraví to all of our friends over in Czech, and a huge thank you to all of our Patreons that support the channel day in, day out. Let me have a sip while you look at their names. Thank you very much, guys, for helping us to keep making videos just like this, where we get to have a ridiculous amount of fun in our own little brewery and make a bit of content for you guys. If you do have more videos that you want us to make, particular topics you want us to explore, please drop links down below, or drop comments down below. If you want to see the Czech pour-off between me and cameraman Odin, you will have to check that out in Patreon. Right after I finish drinking this, we are both gonna try and pour each type of beer and see who comes out on top out of those 3 rounds. I'm having a lot of fun with the side pour, so I would really love to know what other beer styles we should make that get to utilize the side pouring tap. Czech is filled with side pour beers, but doesn't just have to be Czech stuff, although I'm very, very open to doing so. Let us know, comments down below, what beers we should make next to actually make use of this thing. Now, I guess that's all I have to say. Nas David. Adios.